Hi, this is Illcat, and this is my save file.
What's up, gamers? Welcome to the Save File podcast, where like every video game character, every gamer has an origin story to tell. I'm your host, Gold Lion, and today's guest, my friends, is a full-time registered nurse and a part-time mixer partner. And also, one of the interesting things about her that makes her a little bit different out there in the streaming community is that she spins. Oh, wow, I can't even say spins because only us DJs know that. But okay, she's a DJ, man. She's a DJ. She just recently announced that she got a gig at the Austin's most famous musical festival, South by Southwest 2020. Kudos to her for that. That is amazing. And a few other things that maybe she'll wish to talk about here in the podcast. Nonetheless, I'm going to go ahead and introduce her. I humbly and respectfully welcome iLLL. What's up?
What's up?
How you doing?
Chilling. I'm ready.
You ready? Ready for what, though? What exactly are you ready for?
I don't know. I'm born ready. I'm always ready to do something.
You've always been like that?
Yeah, pretty much.
Since when?
I don't know, since birth. Like, I came out, right? That's ready.
I mean, I hope so, right? But what do you mean ready, though? Like, explain that more.
No, I'm just ready to get to know everybody, for people to get to know me.
Of course. All right, then we're going to get right into it. So explain your first gaming experience. How did all this start?
Dude, I've been gaming since forever and a day. Like, there's home videos of my mom. Like, my mom has of me playing video games. Like, I started with an NES, started with Nintendo, with Legends of Zelda, with Qbert, with Contra, Ninja Gaiden,
All the
Metroid,
classics. Yeah.
Yeah, I played all the classics. I even had like a TurboGrafx. So I've always been into gaming. I think it's because growing up I was such a tomboy, and plus I grew up with my uncles, and my uncles were into gaming. And I don't know, like I think maybe since I was four or five was probably what I can remember. And I just never stopped.
And on the NES, what game did you play the most?
The most would have to be Contra. No, not Contra. Double Dragon. I loved the Double Dragon. That was my favorite. I think like every time I beat it, I'd play it again. And I think it was like one of the first games where you had like that fighter, like, 1v1. I don't know if you remember that about it.
Yeah, a little bit of it.
You could pick a character and then just duke it out.
I mean, didn't it have it had 2-player, right?
Yeah, it was 2-player.
So who'd you play? So you just did it solo the whole time, or what?
I mean, my uncles would play with me, or my cousins would play with me.
Whose was it, though? Whose system was it?
It was NES.
No, whose system was it?
The very first one.
No, whose system was it? Like, who owned it?
Oh, it was mine.
So you bought it at 4 years old?
No, my parents bought it.
That's what I'm saying. Well, you mentioned your uncle, so I was like, where did this come from?
So here, I come from an immigrant family, okay?
Oh, okay.
My family immigrated here in 1984. And during that period, you had several people living in the house with you, right? Like my mom had like maybe like 3 of her brothers, maybe one of her sisters. Like we were all crammed into like 1 3-bedroom house. So, that's pretty much how I was raised. I was raised by my family members because my mom would go work and I'd see her at night. So I mean, that's another thing that probably got me into video games was because of that interaction all the time that I have with my family.
So do you feel like gaming brought y'all closer?
I think so. And it's funny because my uncles now, they're like, I can't believe you're a streamer now. That's so weird. Like, I remember watching you play like Ninja Gaiden and Kung Fu like just on the couch, and now here you are streaming your game.
Yeah. That's crazy.
They think it's the weirdest thing ever.
That's 2020, man. Anything's possible nowadays. It's insane. Yeah. With the power of the internet, everybody's equal, so we can go and do what we want to do. It's awesome.
Right.
All right, so let's go back to your childhood. Explain your childhood.
Let's see. I am from H-Town. I grew up Houston, Texas. Born and raised. I'm from A-Leaf, aka SWAT. I mean, shoot, I had a fun childhood, dude. I was kind of tomboyish stuff when my mom would try to dress me up all girly. But like I said, dude, I was a video gamer, but I also played outside. I always had my friends that I would go ride my bikes with and do all this crazy stuff around the neighborhood. Nothing illegal. Nothing illegal. Just doing some I don't know. Like I remember we had our little girl gang on our bikes, and then there was like the boy gang on the other side. And we used to like ride our bikes over there and like egg them, and then they'd chase us.
Nothing illegal, right? Yeah.
It wasn't bad. It was a friendly kid rivalry. I don't know if kids nowadays do that kind of thing, but that was the fun we had. And then you would go home when the lights were getting dark, or when the street lights were turning on. That's when you go home. Right.
So coming from an immigrant family, did you guys ever get any, I guess you could say like bullied at all?
I mean, yes, but I think we handled it well because like the way that my family is education is number one priority above all. Like you got to go get your degree, you got to go get this. So we were so headstrong about that whenever we had like negative comments based on like our immigrant status or like the ethnicity that I have, we paid it no attention. We were above that on another level. So
and
we handled it well.
I'm sorry, continue. I said I'm sorry, continue. I feel like I interrupted you. Oh no, I didn't. Okay. You mentioned that you dressed up as a tomboy. Well, how soon did you start doing that?
Still do.
Well, I mean, when did you start doing that?
When did I start doing that? So I would have to say I was always inspired by my cousins, my older boy cousins, because they were like b-boys and they were DJs, and I loved how they dressed and I loved their swag. So I kind of would dress like them. Like I was always in like hoodies and sneakers, and my mom was the one who would dress me up girly. So I had like two sides to me.
So who were some of your role models growing up? Like how?
I'm just chilling.
You just all chilling?
Yeah. But then what I learned from my mom is my girly side, so I have all my makeup done.
It's the best of both worlds, huh?
Yeah.
So who were some of your role models growing up?
Ooh, that's a hard one.
Really? Okay.
That's a hard one for me. I would have to say, you know what? I'll come back to that question, but I can't tell you who my childhood crush was because we always mention this in the channel.
Who is it?
My childhood crush is iLLL Cool J, and he's still my crush.
Why him?
I don't care how old he is. Huh?
Why him?
Because the lips. The lips, though.
Them lips just hit you different?
Yes. Yeah, that dude 50 years old still licks his lips, and I'm like,
How old is he?
I don't know, isn't he like in his 50s now?
I have no idea. I might have to Google this.
He's always been my childhood crush.
So, explain your experience, like first seeing him, like noticing him. How'd you discover this iLLL Cool J?
Oh my, I was a kid. I think it started because I liked that one song that Mama Said Knock You Out. And I would always say that to punch my mom while she's cooking. Mama said knock you out. I'm gonna knock you out. And then I'd watch the music video and I'm like, ooh, he's kind of cute.
And then right there, he just took your heart.
And then he came out with like all these, I don't know, he came out with songs like that one song he did with Boyz II Men. I think it's called Doing It. No, it wasn't Boyz II Men. Forgot. I don't know. But when that song came out, I was already going through puberty, so so my crush just like started igniting more over iLLL Cool J.
It just kind of took over.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go back to the whole role model thing.
Man, okay, so let's see. That is a really hard question for me. You know what? I would have to say maybe my mom. My mom's my role model.
So why was it hard for you to answer it? Like, what do you mean by that?
Why was it hard to what?
Why was it hard for you to answer that?
Because it's hard to pick a good one.
Okay. So you mean like you either had like too many good ones or you just had a lot of bad ones?
I have a lot of good ones, but they also had attributes that I didn't like as well, right? That was the only reason. So if I were to have a role model that I want to like follow and live my life like, it would be my mom, because I think she's super strong. So for her, when she first immigrated here, she was separated from my dad because my dad had to stay in the Philippines because he was in the Navy, and she had to live here and raise me as a single mom for 7 years. Although she was still married, she was pretty much on her own over here. And working 2 jobs to put food on the table, to feed her brothers and sisters that all lived in the same house. And I just think that's amazing of her to do, coming from a different country. And so now, like, she's living a good life. My dad is here. He came to America when I was 7. And I think she raised some good kids. My brother and sister all turned out good. Everyone turned out good. And she's still like the root of the family. Like, she has 12 brothers and sisters, and all of them see her as like the mom of the family, even though she's like maybe like the middle child. I think she's like the 7th. No, like the 5th or 6th kid born. So she takes care of everyone in the house.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, like, why does everybody think? Well, what makes her the root of the family? Like, what does she do?
So for one, she's like the most awesome cook in the whole wide world. She makes the best Filipino food. I swear to God. Like, sometimes I'm like, I need to drive home so I can go visit her, because my family, they all live in Houston. And every time I come home, I'm like, can you cook some Filipino food? Because I'm craving it. That, and because she always makes the plans for everybody in the family. Like, if we want to do a family trip, she's going to plan that and we're all going to follow it. Or every weekend, we have a party at our house because she cooks everything and then everyone just comes over. She's like just the middle. She's the person that we all gravitate to.
So what is about her that draws everybody to her?
My mom is, oh man, she's fun. She is so fun. Like, if you ever met my mom, you'll instantly love her. She'd hear music and she's just like,
Okay.
Right? She'll start dancing. She wants to sing all the time. She's just a fun person to be around. But she was really strict. She was super strict.
Wow. Share some memories. Like, what do you mean?
Oh God. I wasn't supposed to have a boyfriend until I was 18. I couldn't leave the house at 18. She's like, no, you only leave the house when you're done with college. But me being hard-headed, I was like, I'm gonna leave the house anyway.
Wow.
And yeah, she kept everything together. And I think because of her, I turned out pretty good, because I strayed growing up. Like, I was a party girl, I was a raver, I was everything. Like, I did everything so bad growing up. And she just loved me and kept on trucking with me, no matter what bad crap I did.
So how'd you get into DJing?
That one started because growing up, I was a breakdancer. I loved breakdancing. I loved the music that went with it. I loved how the DJs had, like, the turntables, the whole setup. And I got fascinated by a lot of that. And it started out with me collecting records, like, in the back right there.
Yeah, I see that.
That's my small collection, but it's a really good collection. It started off with record digging, and I mainly did it because I loved music and I loved album art. Slowly I started getting influenced from going to like the rave scene, from seeing a lot of my friends being DJs as well. And I decided to learn, and I learned off of turntables. I had 2 friends that actually taught me how to do it. But I learned off of vinyl, and I did that for a couple of years, and I still kind of dabble into it every now and then. And then just recently, probably about a year and a half, I switched over to the digital, which is the controller for convenience. But like I said, I do both. And I do have like a new plan for a setup that's going to blow y'all's mind, but I'm not going to say anything more about that because that's going to be a surprise.
So you plan on integrating your DJing into your streams?
I mean, I already DJ on my...
Well, I mean, like you said, you had a plan, so I feel like you're going to add more. There's going to be more to it than what you're already doing.
Yeah. just basically, I'm gonna take two different styles and I'm going to weave it together.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm looking forward to that. That's gonna be dope. So the
I'm
whole,
I'm excited
yeah. So
because
the
I'm gonna take
whole,
what I learned from the '90s and bring it with today's stuff, and it's gonna be magical.
wow. Okay, so wow, I'm already fascinated by it. Okay, I'm sitting here thinking like,
Till I get all the kinks worked out and I get it going.
yeah, that sounds. So you're trying to have a whole party, like a whole rave yourself? Ill Cat rave?
I, dude, I really do this. I love DJing on the platform because it makes people dance, it makes people smile. I feel that music is a universal language that unites everybody. Like you could all have like different opinions, but when that one song plays that everybody likes, everyone's gonna be on that floor just dancing. So I'm glad that I mix on Mixer.
Mm-hmm. You
It
mix
just
on
brings
Mixer.
another
Nice. How long have you been like trying to do the whole turntable things on Mixer?
Ooh, I started December of last year. Or no,
Oh, so it
December,
was recent.
not this past December, but it's only a
Oh,
year
okay,
and
yeah.
2 months I've been doing it.
How often
And
do you do it?
Hmm?
How often do you do it?
Once a week for sure on Thursdays, and then Saturdays is always kind of iffy. I'm trying to do like Wednesday morning to kind of tap into the UK time zone because I know they want to hear me, but like I'm never on at the right time for them. So I'm trying to incorporate a house set for the UK crowd.
Okay. And what are your plans for the UK crowd?
Hmm?
What are your plans for the UK crowd?
Oh man, dude, house music and just what I do, dude. I get a lot of I get a lot from that side of the world, and I just always feel so wrong because I don't have the my time zone doesn't match up with theirs, so I want to cater to that.
Yeah, that would definitely dope and interesting to see. Okay, so with your gaming, you started off with the Nintendo. So what was the next console you got into? Like, tell us your journey of gaming through your life.
Okay. Started with Nintendo. What's next? Super Nintendo.
Yeah. What'd you play on Super Nintendo?
Oh man, that one was Street Fighter. That one was
Street Fighter
definitely-
2?
Yeah, it had to be Street Fighter. I think so. Because that's like the one thing that I can remember so much that me and my cousins would just fight over with Street Fighter.
Who'd you use?
Chun-Li.
Chun-Li? Oh man, man, you run into a good Chun-Li. That's hard.
Chun-Li and who's my other one was Blanca. Everyone hated me when I was Blanca because I would always do his little electricity.
Yeah, you would just mash A and then he does it. It's like, okay.
Yeah, and that's all you do. Like every time you jump and you just mash A.
Yep. I can already hear the sound. I can hear the sound effect in my head right now, like him doing that. And then you're just like this. Yeah, and then and then you're all like a skeleton and you fall to the ground. It's like, come on, no skill. Jeez, you're one of those players.
I was heavy on that game, and I was heavy on Zombies Ate My Neighbors. Do you remember that game?
I've never heard of that game.
Okay. I also had a Sega, and on Sega I played Mortal Kombat.
Okay. Which one? You like the first one?
I played the first one on Sega, and then the second one I played on Super NES. So the first one, who was I always? I think I was always Liu Kang. Because he did his little
yeah. And the whole whoa.
Yeah, I think I was always Liu Kang. And then for Mortal Kombat 2, I was always Kitana.
Yo, you just be throwing the fans?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. You're one of those.
Were you Sub-Zero? No. You were Scorpion. You look like a Scorpion guy. You were a get over here guy.
How'd you guess that? I was a Scorpion guy. Yeah.
Scorpion guy.
The whole Scorpion and the uppercut. It was done.
Uppercut.
Yeah, but I strategically use the spear. Okay, I'm not a spammer on it. I like to do the whole hop forward and do the that old school Mortal Kombat, man. Okay, so the Super Nintendo. Then what was next?
think I really went through all the Nintendos. I think after that, what was it? It was N64, right?
Yep.
Here's where the game changes with N64.
Yeah.
So N64 had the 4-player multiplayer, right?
Yeah.
My house always was the hub of the neighborhood for all the neighborhood kids to come over, and we would just duke it out on GoldenEye. We would duke it out on Bomberman, Super Smash. Yeah, like everyone was always at my house after school. And it got to a point where everyone would be screen watching each other, and it would get serious. Like, like, oh, you're watching my screen, you know where I am. So we like built this cardboard box. It was like this. And you had to sit in certain parts of the living room and play. Oh man, that's the epitome of my childhood in gaming, was how everyone would come over and just play GoldenEye.
Yeah, that game was fun, dude. I still remember, you ever played Just Slaps on GoldenEye?
Yes, slappers only.
So much fun, dude.
I
Oh my god.
It was. And everyone, whenever someone picked Odd Job, everyone hated that
I
guy.
Hated them.
They're
Yeah.
like, why are you Odd Job?
No hitbox, man. Or then people try to beat Jaws.
Huh?
People try to beat Jaws.
Jaws?
Yeah.
I was always Boris.
I was just James
That was my
Bond.
guy.
I was a basic guy. I just chose James Bond.
Oh, you're base. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was basic. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. You ever play the just the Golden Gun mode?
Yeah. But I preferred what was it? Pistols was fun. Was it the
Yeah, pistols and SMGs, assaults.
Yeah.
And then like rockets only.
I know what my favorite was. It was proximity mines in the facility. That was my favorite.
Just, oh my god.
Because there's a basement in that facility, and you would just like set up proximity mines everywhere.
Yeah, people walk in and just get wrecked, man. You know how good of content that'd be if like a bunch of us got together and just played that game and just.
That would be awesome content.
Oh my god, that'd be so fun to stream that. I'm writing that down.
I was really good at that game.
Oh man.
I mean, we played that every day. It was like a committed thing. Like you get off the bus, everyone goes to Cat's house.
Everybody went to Cat's house. Oh yeah, so how'd you get that name Kev since your name's Ali?
So Ali Cat, right?
Mm-hmm.
But Cat was given to me from breakdancing. Because I was into all these like elements. Like I was into hip hop, I was into breakdancing, I was into record collecting. So everyone was like, "Oh, we should call you Cat." So that's where that came from, and it just kind of spawned into being like my gamer tag, and yeah, started living that.
Do you have any videos of you breakdancing?
It's probably on VHS in my mom's house. It probably is, like, because I'm pretty old. Like, I don't mind saying my age. I am 36. So a lot of the stuff that probably got recorded in my time is on VHS. My time was not digital.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny, like I go to my mom's house and I'll pull like all these old albums, and it's like all these old pictures of me at like raves, me wearing these big old UFO pants or big old Jinkos.
Oh man, Jankos! Oh my gosh, I haven't heard that word in a long time.
Yeah, oh my god.
Jankos.
The bigger your pants, the cooler you were.
Oh man.
Jinkos and requests.
People really thought that though. The bigger the pants, the cooler you were.
Yeah, yep.
That was really the thing back in the 90s. It's insane.
Yep, and then everybody had the swiped bangs. Do you remember that? The Zach Morris bang?
Yeah.
What did I do?
Did you do like the short poofy hair? Like
the short poofy hair?
Yeah.
No. You know what I used to do? I used to take my bangs, and I used to like put Aquanet so that the bangs would like be high up like this.
Ooh. Damn.
Back then, y'all don't know.
You should definitely put some of those pictures on Twitter and show it to everybody.
It's all on my mom's house. I don't carry anything old over here, but
it'd be worth it.
As far as like old videos, it's probably all on VHS.
I'm pretty sure there's some kind of VHS digital converter somewhere out there in Amazon. Has to be. Is there?
Yeah, there has to be. It'll convert it to you can actually send it in now. Like just send in all your tapes to a company and they'll put it all in a DVD or something.
That'd be interesting. Definitely, you should do that on one of your streams. Hey guys, check it out. Look what I got. This is me.
Oh my
Dancing
God.
all this.
You know what I used to do when I was a kid? This is crazy. I used to set up a camcorder and I used to record my own little concerts in the living room. Like I would record myself singing and dancing because I was such a performer growing up. My mom made me that way. She was always like wanting to impress like her other family. You sing, go, you perform now. I'm like, okay.
What's that word? The person that's like doing this in front of the whole orchestra? Yeah, that's what she was telling y'all what to do like that.
Yeah, no saying. Like you could not tell my mom that you didn't want to because you were going to. If she wanted you to sing because she had friends over and they wanted to see how talented her kids are, you gotta go sing.
Wow. Okay, so we got a little sidetracked. So N64, GoldenEye, and all that. What was next?
Where am I at now? N64. Okay, so N64, of course, GameCube was next.
What'd you play on GameCube?
PlayStation was another one. Now so PlayStation introduced me to Final Fantasy. And that was like that's one of my favorite series to play is Final Fantasy. One of my favorite games of all time is Final Fantasy VII. And also this one puzzle game called Super Street Puzzle Fighter. That's like that one. Oh my God, I love that game so much. And I'm so glad that Xbox actually put it on game as a download now.
Xbox Game Pass?
It's not on Game Pass. It's just you could. It used to be on the 360, but it was never on the Xbox One.
Oh, okay.
So now like you can download it.
Have you done it yet?
PlayStation introduced me to JRPGs like Parasite Eve. What else did I play on there? I played a lot of like Resident Evil, Silent Hill. That was when I started playing horror games and turn-based games. And I still do because I have a Switch and a lot of those games are available on the Switch. I just don't stream it because I look so boring when I play these games.
You're just so into it, like,
yeah,
you're just in your head. Yeah.
I don't know. Off the chat, I'm just reading the story because I love games. I love those games because they had awesome stories.
Yeah, for sure. Did you ever play Final Fantasy X?
Yes, I did play Final Fantasy X, and let me tell you about Final Fantasy X.
What?
So,
before you say anything, that is my all-time favorite game. So
no, I'm not saying anything bad about it. I'm thinking it's stupid that I did in Final Fantasy X. Now, and if no one has ever played Final Fantasy X, I'm going to tell you now: don't do this. Don't make this mistake. I did not level up Kimari the first time I played it. I didn't want to use him. He was not my bae. So when you get to the gates of Xanarkand, when you get to Kimari's village, you need Kimari to beat that stupid
his brothers
thing at the gates, right?
Yeah, but not only that, you face his brothers in the mountains.
Yeah. Now, there's a save point in that village that will never let you go back to try to level him up.
So you did all that, and then you're like, so what'd you do?
To the gates of Xanarkand, and I could not get past that monster because Kimari was low level, and I couldn't go back from that save point. So I was like, I have to start over.
So you only had one save file? You didn't like do multiple ones?
No, I didn't want multiple ones because I would get confused, so I just had one save file.
That's where you fucked up.
I know. So if you've never played it, y'all, I'm telling you now.
Yeah, you gotta level up everybody. Everybody's in there for a reason. They don't put it in there for fun. It's all part of the plan.
He was my favorite.
I can't believe you let Kimari you left him hanging like that.
I did. But
Dang.
I did replay the game and I beat it. Okay.
Redemption. I forgive you. It's cool. All right, so PlayStation. So you did you do PlayStation 2 after that?
I did PlayStation 2. I can't remember what I played on there. I think I played Metal Gear on there. I was a big Metal Gear fan. That was the one with was it PlayStation 2 with that one?
I don't know.
Don't remember.
I wasn't really into Gears at all.
Oh, dude, I loved Metal Gear. And I don't think I played too much PlayStation 2 as much because I started PC. Itchy? Oh.
No, I'm taking off my jacket. Itchy? No. So you got into PC?
Yep.
That's pretty early.
That's where competitive happened, was PC.
Oh God. Tell us more.
Oh Lord. So my friends in high school were all playing Counter-Strike. They were playing 1.5, 1.6. And at the time, LAN centers were a big thing. I don't know if you remember that period where there was a lot of internet cafes everywhere that had like the LAN centers.
Mm-hmm.
And we would go there after school and just play Counter-Strike. And I got so good at it, dude. I was just wrecking people. And me and my friends, we had our own server that we ran. I think the server was called, if I remember correctly, it's called GFM was our server, it was our clan name. But we would go to all the different LAN centers and they would have tournaments for Counter-Strike and I would join them. And that's when I started getting really competitive with the game.
Mm-hmm. How long did you play Counter-Strike? How long did you play Counter-Strike?
From when I was 17 to probably, I still play it to this day, but I don't play it as much as like how I used to. So from 17 to maybe like 24, so that's what, 6 years, probably played Counter-Strike.
So so you got into PC gaming, then what?
And then after that was really the only PC game I played other than The Sims. But Counter-Strike took a big chunk of my life because I remember my mom used to yell at me. She could not sleep because like the way that our house was, I had my computer set up in a loft area that was open to the living room, and you can hear all the fire in the hole.
You didn't have headphones? You didn't have headphones?
No, I didn't have headphones.
Gosh, poor mom, man.
She would yell at me, "Stop it! Video games are not gonna get you anywhere!" Blah blah blah. Oh my God, dude. I'll always remember her yelling about that. And then she would always wonder where I was running off to. And I'm like, I'm playing Counter-Strike at the LAN center. I was super addicted to that game. But I think I stopped once I like started really getting into college. And then there was a period between PC gaming and Xbox that I focused more on like school.
Okay, so you got in. So while you were in school, you just didn't game at all, or?
I didn't really game as much.
Okay.
If I did, it was with my Nintendo DS.
So what'd you play on that?
God, I don't even know, dude. I think I played Viva Pinata. I think that was like the one game I was super addicted to.
Wow, out of all the games, that one.
I go through these weird phases of games, but Viva Pinata was fun. I don't care what anyone says about that game.
Okay, I'm not gonna say none. Did you even play Pokemon at all?
Yes, I played Pokemon on Game Boy. I did play it on my DS. I think I played it more on my 3DS and my Switch than anything else.
Do you remember which versions you played?
Oh man, I know I played Yellow. That was on Game Boy, right?
Yeah.
And I have Shield, of course. And then there's Sapphire. There's so many Pokemon games. Oh, wait a minute! Pokemon Stadium on N64.
Oh, yes. Good times.
We were so good at that game that if you screwed up, we knew you were done for because everyone was so perfect at that game.
Did you ever play the mini games in that?
Yep. One of my favorite ones was the Chansey one where you had to catch
eggs.
The eggs.
You had to catch the eggs.
We were so good at it. Like if you dropped an egg, you were done for.
Yeah, you were done.
Our whole family was good at that game.
Did you ever? The one I had a hard time with was the drowsy one, with the little pendulum thing kept going back and forth. Do you remember that?
I don't remember that one. I'm trying to remember.
That one was. I don't know.
That one was hard for you?
Yes. So you're literally like this drowsy, and then it's just a pendulum that goes like that. And every time it hits the center, you have to press A, and it goes faster and faster and faster and faster.
I mean, I do remember that. I'm getting it confused with the Scyther one. Do you remember that?
Oh, that's
one?
Pokemon Stadium 2. Yeah, where you cut the log.
Yeah, where you cut the log.
Yeah, that's the second one.
Okay, that's the second one.
Mm-hmm.
Was there two?
Yes, there was too because silver and gold came out.
Okay.
The legendary
Yeah.
dogs and Lugia
That
and
was,
Ho-Oh.
huh?
With Lugia and Ho-Oh and all the legendary dogs.
Man, how come I don't remember that? This has been so long ago.
Come on, cat. Come on.
I know. Hey, remember, I'm older. I'm 36.
You're not old. You're still out there. You're still young. Don't say that.
What else did I play? Oh, WWE.
Really? You played
What was
those?
it? Yes. What was that game? Oh my God, what was that game? It was Royal Rumble. I think it was Royal Rumble on
Maybe.
N64.
Did you ever play the WrestleMania 2000?
I think I did because my brother was really into wrestling and he had all those wrestling games. So I would create a character and like beat him up. And it was funny because all my characters always had Shawn Michaels intro because you know you could change the intro.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd make like the weirdest looking character with Shawn Michaels like.
He's just like you know. That'd be so cringy too.
He was, yeah.
Man.
That was actually a really fun game. The wrestling games on N64.
Mm-hmm. You could like mash things. Yeah. Did you ever play the WCW ones?
What was the one? Is that the one with NWO? Because yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was it? WCW Revolution? Is it Revolution?
Yeah, I think it was Revolution. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I did play that one.
Well, I'm like going to the deepest parts of my brain right now, just thinking about all these games.
It's hard to remember there were so many wrestling games.
They were fun though.
I remember my brother would get so mad at me because I'd always do the Shawn Michael intros. Could you pick anything different? No.
Oh man, good times. Okay, so you did the whole RN, you kind of chill on the game. So when did you get back into the games?
I would have to say when I moved to San Antonio. Way before San Antonio. Probably when Modern Warfare 2 was out was when I really got back into gaming. And that was like, what, 12 years ago? Is that how far that game is now?
Yeah, somewhere.
Because I remember I was living in California when that game came out. Because back in the day, you had to, on a Tuesday night, I think, or was it, yeah, Tuesday midnight was the game releases, or Monday? Yeah, Tuesdays were game releases back then. And you'd have to get in line at GameStop.
Yeah, good times.
And your GameStop would always have like a party or some kind of like festival celebrating the game, and you would stand in this long ass line to go get your game. And back then, like, you know, there was no downloadable content. If you wanted your game early and you wanted to rank up early, you went over there and you got your game, and then you went home and you like grinded that. And I think that's when I started getting really into Xbox. Because I did play Halo, but I wasn't like super into Halo. I think I only played it because my cousin needed like some people to play with.
How come we never got into Halo?
I don't know. I think it's just because it fell in a time period where I was in college, so I didn't really have time to play it. But I mean, I did play. I just didn't grind it as much as I could have. I was more into Call of Duty.
So how'd you get into streaming?
That's a good question. Okay. Gotta cue the teary music, right? I'm gonna get deep now. You want deep?
Yeah, let's get it. I'm ready.
All right. So I know a lot of streaming actually helped me with depression, to be honest with you. I went into depression because I found out that I could not have kids. Oh. I had to have surgery. I ended up in ER because I was having severe pain. And when they did an x-ray, they're like, oh, you know, you're fine, whatever, send me home. 2 days later, I go back to ER with the same pain, and then they find what's wrong. So I end up having this large tumor in my cyst, like the size of a grapefruit, right? And at this point, I'm married. We're trying to have kids, and I was like, okay, well, we got to get that out. Like that pain is ridiculous. Like we got to get that out because we're trying to have kids. And so I go into surgery, and when I wake up, no one told me anything. Like the doctor told me the surgery was done, but that was it. I didn't find out until the next day that they removed my reproductive organs from that tumor. And can you imagine my devastation, right? Like, I was like, are you serious? Like, you just decreased my chances of like having a kid. And mind you, like, I was, what, 2 years into my marriage? And yeah, I was devastated trying for that long, and then knowing that that was taken out of you without, I mean, I consented to it. You know, like when you sign consents at the hospital, they kind of just list, this can happen, this can happen, this can happen, right? But you don't really sit there and think about like what exactly can it be.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I woke up like that, and that really hurt really bad because I'm such a family person. Like, you see how I talk about my mom, right? Like, family to me is so important, and I wanted to have that family. Um, so we went in for let's see, I'm about to tear up already. But yeah, we went in to go get some, for some help, fertility help, to see what our options were, and IVF was our option. So we started IVF. That is, for any woman to do IVF, dude, I commend you, because you have to be so brave. It is a roller coaster of emotions, because when you do IVF, you're looking at 2 months of giving yourself shots, of giving yourself hormones, of going almost every 3 days to the doctor to go get blood work. It is crazy, the whole process of it. And it's so expensive. But I was like, you know what, let's just do it.
What is IVF?
So IVF is in vitro. It's where it's it's where they take the female's eggs with the man's sperm, and they fertilize it, and then they insert it back into the female.
Okay.
And it's a very expensive procedure. It's very emotionally, it'll break you down.
Mm-hmm.
And you only do it with a 40% chance that it's going to take. That was like my only, well, not my only option, but the option if we wanted to have our own. So I'm kind of going a little before the whole streaming thing, but so we did our first round, and unfortunately, I failed that pregnancy, so I lost 2 twins, and then depression hit again, and that's when I started streaming, because like I didn't know what to do anymore. Like, I was just so down. I felt like I wasn't like doing my duties as like a woman on this earth. And I like just really got stuck into gaming, because like that was the only thing that made me happy. So I was playing Elder Scrolls, I was playing Overwatch, I was playing Call of Duty, just to kind of like just get my mind off of it, because I was in a period where I was crying and just quiet, crying, quiet, crying, quiet. I'd go to sleep crying, wake up crying. It was like months. I just felt so bad for my husband, because he had to kind of deal with me emotionally when it came to that. Um, and then that's when I started streaming, and because one of my friends, his name is Pika, actually. He would always game with me. Actually, I met him. It was funny how I met him, because we were in Gustav Cannon in the Call of Duty game, and he was hiding in the green barn, and I headshotted him from far away, and I heard him scream in the mic. And then when we got into the channel, I was like laughing my ass off at him, and then he invited me to party, and we became like really, really good friends. But I saw that he had the personality to stream, and I was like, you should do it. And he was like, well, do it with me. So then we both kind of got into the streaming together, and streaming made me so much happier, dude. Like, the people that I met from Mixer, they were so uplifting, so positive. Imagine like coming home from work, having like the most rotten day, and you get on stream, and there's people that are just like, oh my God, I missed you. Like, I'm so glad you're here, and this and this and this. And you just develop this amazing community. And then from then on, I didn't stop, because I found happiness in that. I found people that I could relate to and have fun with without having to like leave my house. And I ended up getting like some really, really good friends. So almost like, you know what? They're my best friends. I consider the people that I've met on Mixer my best friends.
Why?
Because like they're there for you, dude. Like, I opened up to these people more than I opened up to my real life friends. When I try to say something about my depression to my real life friends, they don't give a shit. they're like, oh, well, well, they don't listen to you,
Mm-hmm.
or maybe they just don't know how to respond to you. But then when I talk to the friends that I've made on here, they're a lot more compassionate and a lot more caring about how you feel, or they'll really give you the ear to that you can just vent and talk. And you meet people who's going through the same thing that I'm going through, which is even crazier. Like I get the whispers and messages saying, be strong. I know how you feel. We've gone through it too, and you just don't find that in IRL friends.
So you only tried one time for the IVF?
Nope. So we tried a second time. That was like last year, and the second time also was a failed pregnancy. And after that, I was just kind of like, I was so over it. Like I wanted to just stop. Because it really does tear you down. It takes like this emotional toll on you. I remember, I think I took like a month off of streaming after the second one, because you lose these. They're babies in you. You have a living thing in you, and it's like you get the phone call that it's failed, or it didn't grow, or this and that. But you have like your hormones are already so developed and high that you are pregnant. And then after you find out that it didn't take, or it failed, you go through this gut-wrenching idea that it's gonna fall out of you. Like it's almost like your body's gonna have to abort it. So it's a horrible feeling. Then you slip back kind of like with this depression.
So not again? You never tried a third time?
We're actually in the process right now.
Oh, really? How long ago was the second try?
The second try was a year ago.
What about the first? Like from the first to the second, what was the time span?
I waited a year in between because, like I said, like it costs a lot of money. You're looking at ten to $12,000 every time you try, and then emotionally it breaks you down.
What do you
But
explain that? Like when it emotionally breaks you down, what do you mean by that?
Because you have a feeling that you're happy because you're pregnant. You're like, oh my god, it's in me, it's growing. And then like weeks later, you get the call like that, oh, it didn't take, or it didn't work, and you're just like you had all this hope. You already had you're already picking out names. You're already picking out like, oh, how I want my baby shower, or this and this and this. And then it's just like a slap in the face, like, didn't take. Remember, you're risking, this is a 40% chance. So we're in our third process right now. I'm kind of going in knowing what to expect, of course, but also and preparing my heart for either good news or bad news.
Mm-hmm.
And I've had the bad news already. And no matter how many times that I've had it, it still hurts.
How many times? Well, okay. Let me figure out how to ask this question.
So I've already had two.
Hmm?
I've had two failed, two twins and one single.
So do you plan on keeping trying if all else fails? You're just gonna keep going?
I mean, I think I can do two more, to be honest with you, because I'm kind of like mentally broken down about it already.
Mm-hmm.
But adoption is an option.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, like, what are some other options?
Adoption, actually, like, if this takes, I'm actually thinking of still adopting. There's lots of kids out there who need a mom.
Yeah.
And I think I'd be a cool mom.
That'd be one happy child. Oh man. So what would be some of the names?
Oh my god. Let's see. If it was a girl, it was Gabrielle. And if it was a boy, it was Kyle.
So why those names?
So I got married in Kyle.
Kyle, Texas?
Yep.
I worked. Okay. Nice. Yeah.
I got married in Kyle, Texas.
Why there? Why there?
Because the venue was really nice. It was affordable.
Did you go to the? I don't know if am I allowed to say it? Gemstone?
No, not that one. It was Old
Okay.
Town. I went to Old Town.
Oh, okay.
I
All right.
wanted like to do a country wedding.
Oh, okay.
And
I see
that
you.
wedding was cool though, because like it was a hill country wedding. It was in a barn. It was outdoors. We served barbecue, and we played nothing but '90s hip hop and R&B.
Nice. Oh man, I wish I would have known you sooner so I could go to
Oh,
that.
dude, everyone was like, "Oh, your wedding is so dope!" Like the DJ was just jamming, like playing some '90s hip hop and R&B. And of course, my older aunts were like, "What kind of music is this?" Well, yeah, it really is because this is our wedding.
So you said the your daughter's name? What was your name her?
Hmm?
Your daughter? What would you name her?
Oh, Gabrielle.
So why her? Why that?
I don't know. I just like I like the ring of it.
Gabrielle.
Gabriela.
Gabriela. Yeah. So how
That's
many kids do you want though?
Hmm?
How many kids do you want?
I'd be happy with 2. I think I'd be happy with 2.
Why just two?
I don't know because I've lost so much already that I think 2 is good.
Oh, okay.
I would like 3. I would like 3 because I was raised with my brother and my sister, and it was fun to have 3.
Same.
But I think in my situation, 1 or 2.
Okay. Okay, so you do all the whole streaming. So explain your. Well, actually, let's take this one step at a time.
Okay.
How long were you streaming till you got partnered?
Less than a year. So it had to be 10 months. I think 10 months until I got the partnership.
How did it feel to get partnered?
Huh?
How did it feel to get partnered?
Oh my God, dude. it was an amazing feeling. Like the first person I think I called was my friend Angel of Death because we kind of started streaming together,
Mm-hmm.
and we were on this road to partnership together. And she was like the first person I called to just squeal like a little girl. Like, I tried so hard. That was a grind, dude. It is not easy to get partnership. Like you can't just look at the requirements. You have to go above and beyond the requirements. Like I had to keep changing myself because, mind you, I started off as a Fortnite streamer.
Mm-hmm.
At the time that I was streaming, like Fortnite was a big game. I was always playing Fortnite, and I don't know. I guess it didn't work out for me. I think it's when I started doing the DJing and building a music community. That's when Mixer kind of took started kind of looking at me.
Okay. So explain your community.
I love my community. Hi guys. I want to throw that in there. Hi. I always say I have the illest community on Mixer. Like, we're all people from different walks of life, but like I said, we all come together for the music. And I play so many different types of games that I have different communities with each game, and I love all of them. But when I first started streaming, we used to call my stream the Troll Rehabilitation Program because trolls would come in and they'd end up being friends with me.
Oh man.
So I have people in the channel that were like my trolls like from a long time ago, and we're like best friends now.
How'd that happen?
I don't know. I have no clue.
So they just came back to your channel to troll, and then they realized, oh, this girl's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, she's nice.
Yeah. Wow.
She's not rude.
Could you say that community helped you through your tough times?
They do, and they still do. They still do. So I owe them so much. I owe them so much.
But what though exactly? How do they help you out?
I mean, emotionally, spiritually, just having their presence there and putting their energy into my stream gives me energy. And I always say that like I'm vibing off of you guys like every time I DJ. And it's true because I see so many people having so much fun. Like whenever like I'm playing the music, you see just hands up in the air, just everyone like, yeah, yeah, spamming like their craziest emotes. And it just makes me so happy to see all these people so happy and entertained. And I get a lot of whispers and a lot of messages after saying, dude, thank you for making my day. You put a smile on my face. And this is why I honestly do it. This is why I stream. Like I know that about myself is I do this for the sheer entertainment and the sheer happiness of others.
That's deep. That's always a real good example. Well, thank you for sharing your character creation, sharing your story. That's pretty deep. And I hope everything works out for you, Kat, with the whole.
Oh, I hope so. Yeah.
Don't hope, just
like
know.
I said, I'm going in expecting the worst because I don't want to be hopeful because it hurts to be hopeful.
Makes sense. Yeah. All right, so the next section we're going to get into is attributes. So I'm going to mention some characteristic traits, and you rate yourself from 1 to 5, 5 being the highest.
Okay.
Curiosity.
5.
Ooh, why 5?
I'm a really curious person, and my mods can tell you. I'm like, Google it. Like we always try to find. We always fact check.
Never leave a question unanswered when there's Google.
Yeah. No, I'm always curious about everything. I look at a plant. I don't just see a plant. I want to see, okay, how did this grow? Or what kind of soil did it have? Or why is its leaves like this? Or what eats this plant? Like, that's how I think. My mind is always moving.
Gratitude.
Wait, are these my attributes? Like, am I rating myself?
Yeah.
On these? Mm-hmm. So gratitude is what I have. I'm a 5 on gratitude.
What are you grateful for?
Dude, I'm grateful for life. Grateful for having an amazing family, amazing friends. Grateful for having a supportive husband who supports the shit that I do.
Which is
Takes
great.
A strong man
yeah.
to support me.
Like I like how you like sat there and thought about it. You try to pick one subject, but you're like, nah, just me. Support me. You just put everything all together. You just said me.
No, yeah. I'm
That's
grateful
great.
for him, for family, grateful for friends. Just I don't know. Like I'm always thankful for everything. I guess it's because I'm just a very spiritual person.
Okay, so that's the next one. Spirituality.
I would say a 4.
How you go from very spiritual, yeah, and then you're a 4.
I'm a 4 only because I'm very scientific as well.
Ooh. I mean, you're
like,
spiritual and scientific reasons.
Huh?
I mean, you're spiritual and scientific reasons.
Yes.
That makes sense.
I can be spiritual, but I also want to know the how and the why.
So what is the last how and the why you kind of fact checked?
Like my situation, basically.
Anything in general. Oh, okay.
Yeah, my situation, like I have kids. That's hard. Yeah. How you can be as spiritual as you want, but when science does not let that happen, breaks you down.
Yeah, that's true. Confidence.
I'm a 3.
Why 3?
Cause oh my god, have you seen my stream? You know how many derpy moments I have on there?
Yeah. Okay. Speaking of your stream, the last stream I went to, you were doing.
What was I doing? Oh my god! Why are you laughing? What was I doing?
The selfies. How girls take selfies. That shit had me cracking up, man. I was like, dude, you are so spot on. Like the way you hit the mangoes and the way you're like. I was like, oh my god. Like all these flashes of girls I've ever seen on the internet pose like that. I'm like, dude.
You know what was so funny about that clip? It ignited all these females like looking through all their pictures trying to see like what were their old MySpace photos, and they were all like that.
Oh my god. That's back when like the flip phones first had like their own camera, so they're sitting there hitting the mangles.
Yep.
Oh my god. That shit was funny, but you kept going with it. Like you hit an angle, right? Then you're like, no, it was like this, and then you're like, no,
Yeah.
we got to put the boobs up, and you're like this.
Yeah.
You were just hitting those. Oh my god, that shit had me rolling. I'm like, wow, I'm so happy she's about to be on my podcast. That's so amazing. Oh man.
Dude, we always do funny stuff on there. Like sometimes I'll rewatch my VODs. I'm like, am I really this disturbing?
Yeah. You'd be questioning yourself, like, wow, why do people really come here?
Yeah, I'm like, why don't you watch me? Like, okay, this morning I actually have to tell you this because this morning my whole chat was cracking up at me because I woke up like at 5 in the morning. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna try the DJ stream to reach the UK crowd. So I get on, right, and I'm DJing, and I'm like, it's like what 6 in the morning or 5 in the morning, and I'm like, on the tables playing some house music, and then like 15 or 10 to 15 minutes later, my mods are like, hey, there's no audio. Only my mic was on. I was like, wait a second, why was there no audio? So all you could hear was like me clicking and me going like,
oh man.
And then I noticed that I didn't even plug in my controller.
Oh my god.
It wasn't even plugged into the sound. And the whole chat was like clowning on me. They were laughing so bad.
Dude,
and I was so embarrassed.
did you save that broadcast on your mixer?
I deleted. I saved it, but then I kept it until like probably before we started this podcast, and then I deleted it.
Oh man, I wanted to go back and see that.
I did save the. No, we're putting it on our YouTube. It's gonna go on YouTube.
Oh,
we're gonna
okay.
make it really.
Like what? Like stream fails? Like a whole compilation of it?
Yep. Because that one was so bad. Like I was so red in the face. Everyone was like, "It's okay." I'm like, "No, it's not." I feel like a samurai. I totally dishonored myself. And it was a short mix. I only had 30 minutes because I had to go to work later, and I spent 15 minutes with no audio.
Productive.
God. All right. Sorry, I'm off topic. But
no, it's fun. What you mean? It's fun. Don't be sorry.
Those are the little moments that I have that on this show.
They're just great. Oh man.
I don't know if this has happened to anybody else or this has only happened to me.
No, it's definitely maybe. I don't know. You never know.
I don't know. For me, I never get mad about it. I just laugh my ass off about it.
Yeah, of course. It's the best way to go through it. Just laugh at your own. Like, man, really? I still would have loved to go back and watch it. I can't believe you did. Okay. Looking forward to that YouTube video.
I'll send you the YouTube video once it's done. Oh
yes,
my God.
please do. Yes, definitely want to see that.
Even my husband, like, he texted me earlier. He was like, dude, I watched your video and I couldn't help but cringe the whole way through.
That was that bad. Dang.
Yeah.
Oh man. Okay. All right. Back on track. Next one, loyalty.
I would say a 4 on loyalty.
Why
I'm
4?
pretty loyal.
Why not a 5?
Because sometimes I can't just, when someone invites you out, sometimes you just can't go.
Maybe you just don't want to go and you say you can't go.
Just don't want to go.
You don't want to go. You're like, I'm busy, but really you're just chilling watching Netflix or gaming.
Yeah, I think that would be the only thing. Like, I'm pretty loyal to my friends, to my husband, to my family.
Playfulness.
Oh, that's a 5 right there. That's a 5. I'm a straight 5. I'm that playful.
Where do you feel like your playfulness came from, though?
My dad.
Your dad?
My dad. My dad is a jokester.
Tell us about more. Tell us more about dad.
You want to know about dad?
I want to know about dad.
All right. Dad is the dad that's full of dad jokes that every time we watch a movie together, he'll always name the wrong actors. You're just like...
Are we watching the same movie, Dad? What are you doing?
He's always cracking jokes, making a joke out of everything, of everywhere we go, and I think I get my sense of humor from my dad.
That's awesome. Is he still around?
Yeah, yeah. Him and my mom, they're still together. They live in Houston.
Okay. I bet that's one hell of a family reunion. All y'all together just joking around.
I have so imagine my mom has 12 brothers and sisters, each one with 3 kids or more, 2 kids or more. I have like almost 40 something first cousins.
How many of them are as playful as you and your dad?
We all are.
Oh man, that's a good time. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, our family's nuts.
Oh
They're,
man.
we have like our what's cool about my family is I have four cousins that are all female and we're all the same age. So I was born with best friends.
Nice. Okay, next one.
That's a blessing on its own to have that. So like I was already born with my girl squad.
Girl Squad.
Hmm?
I said Girl Squad, yeah.
Girl squad, yeah, yeah. And we're close as ever. We're always on the group chats. We vacation together all the time. I was very fortunate to have that.
Damn. Blessed. Next one, patience.
Too.
Ooh, why two?
I'm a nurse. I'm impatient.
Ain't that why they're called patients? Because you got to be patient with them?
Yeah, yeah. I don't like. I'm a type of person that is a do. I don't
Okay.
like to dabble around what has to get done. I'm a get things done type of girl.
Makes sense.
Like if I have an idea, I'm gonna follow through with that. I'm gonna have like a whole business plan for that idea to come out in a day, and I'm gonna make it happen. And if it doesn't happen, I'll alter it. Like I'm just very impatient. I don't like waiting too long for things to happen.
How were you about your streaming career? The first 10 months, were you impatient with that?
No, not really. I mean, yeah, it hurt whenever like, you got denied partner because you're working so hard for it. Like I said, you have a business plan in your head and if it doesn't follow through, it's like, well shit.
How many times did you apply?
3.
So you feel like you DJing was really changed it for you?
I think so. That and because every time that I got denied, I always self-reflected and was like, all right, what are they looking for? So then I'll like kind of like look at all my VODs and see how I am. And I'm like, would I watch me? Or am I marketable? I'm always like kind of like looking at that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. But they don't ever tell you like why they denied you? They just say you've been denied?
Yeah, pretty much. They give you like the gist of it and you just kind of have to go with just kind of take it like a grain of salt and then see how you could do better. And at that point, I was kind of like, I need to do something different, like super different. Like what's gonna make me stand out on this website is basically like my thought process of it all. And then that's when I have to mention her because I love her to death, and she's like one of my role model streamers. Munchkin Doom. I have to mention her because she's actually on Partner Spotlight now, but she really convinced me to DJ on the platform.
So it had to take some convincing for you. Yeah.
Huh?
So like, yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like, why don't you do? Why the convincing?
Because I didn't think at the time, I'm like, well, everyone's just gaming on here. I'll just stick with gaming. I was afraid to step out of the box a little bit, especially since I haven't done it in a while too. And that I was just doing it as a hobby. So she was actually the one who was like my final push to just do it. And I was like, okay. And I remember when I did it, everyone's like, oh, what's this? Like, what are you doing? This is different.
Did your audience know? Did your community know that you like have experience in DJing?
Yeah, they knew.
Okay.
But no one's ever heard me. They would ask me for like Spotify, SoundCloud, but I don't record anything. I'm a hobbyist.
Mm-hmm. So it was Munchkin doing that convinced you?
Yep.
Shut up.
She convinced me, so I owe her so much for that. And I let her know all the time like how inspirational she is for me.
That's awesome. Next one, forgiveness.
A 3. A 3. I would say a 3.
Why a 3?
There's things that I won't forgive. No, I do believe in second chances, but I also believe in if you already had malicious intent, then and I see it, you're only stopping your malicious intent because you got caught. So I avoid negative people like that. I avoid chismosas. I avoid
Chismosas.
I like chismosas. I don't like drama. I'm too old for that shit. You know, you don't. I don't need that in my life.
It's all that extra shit. We got things to do with our lives. If you don't want to be a part of it, you know, get the fuck out.
Yeah, like if I see a group of people congregating talking about somebody, I'm like, okay, yeah, I know I'm not gonna vibe with you guys.
Yeah. Open-minded.
That's a 5. I'm super open-minded.
Really?
Super open-minded. I will try everything just once, and if I don't like it, I don't like it. But I'm not gonna be the type to be like.
When's the last time you did something for the first time?
The last time that I did something for the first time? That's a hard question. I'm pretty out
really
there.
All right, well, a recent one you could remember, I guess.
Oh my god, I don't know. That's a hard question.
Really?
I've lived a life. I lived a fun life. I lived a life so good that I'm wise as shit, and you can ask me anything, and I'm like, oh, I did that.
Tell me more. Yeah. Tell me how you really felt during this time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Courage.
2.
Okay. Why 2?
Because sometimes I'm scared to do things. Sometimes I'm scared to like when I think of the risks of everything, and I think that's just because I'm, my nursing background. Like you're always very cautious about everything, and you're methodical about everything. You always look at the science about everything. So that I think hinders me being courageous. Is like the way that I play out the scenarios in my head.
Makes sense. Respect.
5.
Why 5?
I'm a 5 in respect. I respect my elders.
Just your elders? That's it? Fuck everybody else?
Oh yeah, I respect. Okay, no. I don't know if it's a cultural thing or what, but we were taught from day one to always respect your elders, respect the home that you walk into, respect anyone of authority. So I'm a 5 at that, because I'm the type to go in someone's house and the first thing I'll do is I'll go greet the person who owns that house.
Nice. Critical thinking.
5.
Oh, that was quick. Why such a confident 5?
I'm a critical thinker. Remember how I was saying, like, I look at things, I'm like, how does that work? What's the cause and effect of everything?
Very observant.
Yeah, I'm observant, and I'm also vocal.
Vocal, what do you mean?
Like I'll say my mind.
No filter?
I mean, there's a professional filter.
It's not just a filter, ladies and gentlemen. It's a professional filter.
It's a professional filter.
There's the difference, okay? I like that. All right, last one. Luck.
Look? Like, what do you mean by look?
Luck.
Luck.
Yeah.
1.
Why?
I am so unlucky.
Well, what? Why?
I have a dark cloud that looms over me.
You really believe that?
Huh?
You really believe that?
I do.
Why?
Do. I'm not a lucky person.
Kat, look how far you've come.
That's not luck. That's hard work.
Okay, so that's all you had to say. I don't believe in luck. I believe in hard work.
Okay, there we go. I believe in hard work.
So luck.
I never win anything. I never win a giveaway.
You never win a giveaway? All right, I'll add you on my giveaway, and I'll make sure you win.
I say rigged.
Oh man, never won it. So you never tried like casinos or nothing? Tried nothing like that?
Oh yeah, I'll win in a casino, but then I'll lose it all.
But that's when your critical thinking comes in. Like, okay, I'm positive. I should just walk away.
No, I bet it all. You know why? Because my critical thinking says I walked in with $20 in my pocket and I turned this $20 into 500. What's there to lose if I walk out with zero?
Oh man.
$20 back or zero.
Oh, that's amazing. Okay, so you gave yourself your attributes, which are amazing. Now you're off to your main quest. So what is your main quest?
Main quest, what, long-term goal?
Yes.
Right? Man, have a family. Have a family, to raise kids, to raise them to be respectful, to raise them to do their part in society. Family is so important to me. Want to continue that journey.
Why is this so important to you?
Just because, like, the way I was raised with family, dude, it's amazing to be raised with so many good, positive people around you that are all rooting for you. They may be crazy, they may say some crazy things to you, but it's always all for your growth and your benefit, and to shape you to be a better person. So yeah, I want to just continue the legacy of my family, instill that, prioritizing education, prioritizing, spiritualness, all that. I think that's the main goal.
Your main quest, yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't be on my third process of IVF if that wasn't my main goal.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah. Okay, with every main quest, there's always some side quests. So what are some things you're working on the side?
A lot of it's in the wraps. Mainly music. I think that's like my short-term goal is really just to break out and start producing my own stuff. Start DJing more. I hate DJing clubs. I'm going to tell you right now, I absolutely hate DJing clubs. I did it once and I'll never do it again. I like DJing events. I like doing, like, I did the Houston Sneaker Summit one year.
Okay.
I used to do skating events, breakdancing events, MC battles. That's just my thing that I love doing, but I will not do clubs. Won't.
So that one time you did it, how was that experience?
It was horrible. It was horrible. I was like, get off the booth. These people dancing on the booth. Or like requesting songs, and I'm like, that doesn't even make sense. Or I don't even like that song. Like, I don't know. I'm so picky with music. There's just some music I will not play. And unfortunately, that's what people want to hear in the clubs. And I'm like, that's not me.
You talking about like the new wave type stuff?
Like mumble rap mainly. Like I can't play it. I can't. I'd be shooting myself in the foot if I played it.
Yeah, it's a little rough for us older DJs. Yeah, it's rough. So
it really is.
Yeah, it's crazy. So DJing, what else?
I mean, I also do other music other than DJing. Like I play piano, I sing. Singing has always been like my forte. But really, I want to start producing my own music. Like, I think it's time for me to do it. I actually bought my little.
Yeah, I seen your MIDI. Yeah, I seen that.
Yeah, I got my little beat machine. I've been playing with that. I've been playing with the turntables because I want to incorporate everything that I know into one idea.
I know it's a crazy idea. I don't know how good your vocals are or anything, but I think it'd be really cool. So nobody has really done this. A streamer that has the vocals to do covers of gaming songs, of games.
Oh, there's I can list a number of streamers that do that.
They do that for real?
Yes.
I haven't found any. What the hell am I looking at?
Go to the okay. There are so many people on the Mixer Music page.
I'm writing this
that
down.
are talented individuals.
Okay.
That do stuff like this.
I don't know. Every time I get on it, it's like just people playing instruments and stuff like that. Maybe I'm just missing the times. I don't know.
They'll do the video game covers. It's really cool.
Like seeing them?
I think there's one who Lady Desiree, she's awesome. She sings and plays piano.
Okay.
I know she does can't think of them anymore. There's a lot though. I just can't think of their names off the top of my head. But if you ever just go around creative, go around the music page, you'll find some really good talent on there.
Definitely got some ideas for them. It's gonna be fun. Okay, so producing. So what kind of music you're interested in producing?
I want to create my own sound.
Your own sound. What do you mean by that?
So I want to combine. I feel like I'm giving away too much information, but hip hop, reggaeton, find it all together, and some good old fashioned turntablism, and just weave them.
Just weave them. Do that again.
Just weave them all together.
I didn't know you're in a reggaeton. That's like that's my genre right there.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh, dude. I just recently started playing that stuff.
Are you?
No, I'm serious. Like probably like maybe like a year and a half. I've been really enjoying it. Because I did hip hop for a long time. You know, it was the beats were sick. I love the Latin beats, and I love the African beats as well. The
Afro beats, yes. You heard of Burna Boy? Burna Boy?
Burna Boy?
Yeah.
I don't think I know that. Maybe if I hear it.
Yeah, well, I would highly suggest looking them out.
Okay, all right. Duly noted. We're gonna write this down.
Burna Boy.
Burna Boy.
Yeah. My favorite song is On the Low. On the Low.
On the Low?
Yeah, On the Low. Okay. Yeah.
All right.
Definitely look that up. It's like, ooh, it's so smooth. I can just hear it in my head.
No genre for me that I enjoy it. Like it just the sound of it's beautiful to me. Just beats to make you dance.
Yeah, and yeah, definitely his vibes are definitely it's there, dude. It's almost like reggaeton. It has like that kick where it has a kick into it, but it's smooth, like bachata, I guess, in the say, but with their own swag on it. It's so
okay. I have to hear it.
Yes, definitely must too. Okay, so producing your own vibe, which you can't talk much or more of. I don't want to.
Yeah, until like I really do it.
Yeah. All right. Anything else that you're trying to work on?
I mean, really, I'm trying to push more content as far as vlogging, and that's why we have the YouTube up. YouTube right now it's for stream highlights, but we have a lot of stuff in the works that we're planning on doing, like foodie adventures or playing evil tricks on me.
Okay. So like pranks? Not really pranks. Yeah. Is it pranks?
Little challenges here and there. Like we have a lot of stuff written down that we plan on doing. But that's another short-term goal is to just get that YouTube going.
Yes, highly recommend all the streamers out there to make a YouTube channel. It'll definitely help you out.
We're just trying to branch out more content in other places.
Definitely, that's awesome. Okay, so you have your main quest. You completed your side quests. Now you're on to your final boss. So what is the final boss?
I feel like my final boss was my main quest.
Oh, well, I mean, in a sense, you're working on it. So I guess with that, what is the result? What is like the ultimate end goal, the result that you want from your main quest? Like that final boss that you wish to defeat?
I mean, what everybody wants, right? Happiness. I want to be old and know that I fulfilled everything that was destined for me. Like I want to look back and see my husband happy with the life he chose, or I want to look back and think that many years on down to my mom and my dad have passed. I want them to be proud of me, of all my accomplishments. And then, like I said, like if I have kids, I want them to be like I want them to be a representation of everything good that I've done for them.
Nice. Shout out to the future Kyle and Gabriela.
Oh God! I mean, I have my dogs too. You know, I love my dogs.
Is your dog next to you?
Yeah, they are. You want to see them?
Yes.
Come here, baby. Come here. Actually, two of them. Ugh. All right, so this is Katsu. She's a black pug.
Her eyes are like, what is going on?
I know, she's like, oh my God. So yeah, Katsu.
Katsu.
And
Katsu.
then Toki. Come here, Toki.
So what does Katsu and Toki mean?
What are they?
Yeah, like what does it mean? The words.
So Katsu was a fried piece of meat. This is Toki.
Perfect.
They have beds underneath my desk because they like to hang out with me.
Aww.
But Toki got his name. His original name was actually Tofu, and he actually peed on one of my purses, which is a Tokidoki bag, and so I just named him. I was like, you know what, your name's Toki.
I like how you made the best out of a situation. It's like, okay, yeah. I'm not gonna get mad. You just got yourself a new name. Awesome.
Yeah. And then Katsu, we just thought the name was cute because it means like fried piece of meat, but it's girly at the same time. So yeah.
Okay, makes sense. Okay, so you achieved your main quest, you conquered your final boss, and then it hits game over. What is the impacted legacy you wish to leave when somebody opens up your save file?
These questions are so deep. Honestly, dude, it kind of all ties back into why I stream. Like, I want people to smile, be happy, and be entertained. You know, like I want people to see the way that I entertain and remember it to make them smile. Like, you know, like one stupid thing that I do, I want them to laugh, or I want them to feel good about themselves. I think that would be my save file.
To look back and see a happy person that made an impact in the community.
There we go. Perfect. Took the words right out of my mouth.
Oh man. All right, last question. Where can people find you?
So people can find me on streaming on Mixer 4 days a week. It's mixer.com, iLLL_KAT. I also have an Instagram. I always post up a lot of my stories on there about my dumb stuff that I do or I find. And that one's Instagram.com, iLLLKAT. And then Twitter, I'm big on Twitter. I'm always on there, and that one's a little different. That one's Miss Creation Cat. That's MSKREATIONKAT.
Mm-hmm.
Spelled that shit like right. I'm like, oh my god, the spelling bee. But yeah, that's where you can find me streaming on there. As far as the DJ streams, you guys want to catch that, it's every Thursday at 5 p.m. Central Time on Mixer.com. Nice. And we play reggaeton, we play hip hop, we play throwbacks, we play house, play all that fun stuff.
Definitely dropping in to see that. That's gonna be dope. What about your YouTube?
The YouTube, it's still in the process.
Oh, I thought you've already had it up live right now.
No, it is up, but I don't have like my own personal URL yet because we're still trying to get subscribers on there.
Of course. Well, I mean, shout out your YouTube. I put it in the in my YouTube description, and everybody can come and sub to.
Okay, yeah. Put it in the description. I'll send it to you.
And you have a Discord too, correct?
Yes, I do, and I'll send that link too.
Yeah, I'll make sure to get that link, and then I'll definitely put it in the description.
I like making memes, by the way. I love being photoshopped on memes.
You hear that, guys? That's a challenge.
They turn into a sticker or a branding thing. Have you seen the Tekashi 6ix9ine?
No, just that one that I mentioned before we started.
Oh my god. Yeah. I'll send that one to you. You'll laugh.
All right, I'll definitely check that out. It's gonna be dope. Oh man, iLLCat, thank you so much for coming in and sharing your story and telling us and sharing your save file. It's been a pleasure.
Oh yes, dude. No, thank you for having me. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
You're welcome. Anything else?
No.
That's it. Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you see it. Here she is, Cat. You can tell by the spirit and her laughter is that she is a bright human being, and all she wants to do is put more of that, her glow, out there to the world. And she's clearly doing that by the reflection of the community that she's built. She's truly a beautiful soul, as well as her community can back her up on this. Again, I highly recommend you guys check her out on Mixer. She's out there doing some things. She's very entertaining, very funny. If you guys are ever down, you know, you just want a good time, if you're going through a bad day, please go check out iLLL. It's your boy, Go Lining, closing out. Stay happy, stay healthy, and most of all, gamers, stay golden.